I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Kryptonite Show. Your host Superman in the house. Are you guys excited or what? I'm just getting excited. I don't know. Just so many cool things happening. I know the market. We just had this big, correction and bounce, but I don't know. It just feels like things are just warming up for something special. PulseChain season 369. What do you guys reckon? It's just something about everything coming together. It's pretty awesome. This next couple of weeks is. If we've already had some foundation laid, this is a pivotal month. This November is just incredible. So we're going to deep dive into some of this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, this is not the daily show that we normally do. We cover the markets. We're actually going to cover some of the big stuff today. Some of the big guys. Some of the things that are market making that are going to, really ship shape PulseChain to glory. I think that's what we're going to do today, and we're going to have a bit of fun. So it's going to be a bit more laid back. But it's going to be pumpy as well. So why not? So get in the chat there, get involved. There's a really community involvement here. Let me know your thoughts and feelings and all of that sort of stuff. Obviously, family show. Keep it family friendly. But yeah, let's get onto it. Let's have a lot of fun. We got old Drippy in the house there. Woo-hoo! Yeah, get excited. What's up, Superman? I don't know, man. I just think PulseChain's about to go next level. Yeah, boy. We got Blair in the house as well. 2 up Thursday. Yeah. I don't know, Blair, just feeling like there's something special happening. We've got a lot of key players making things happen. And I just feel like, man, this November is a pivot into glory. And I've got the title. What is it? Bullish PulseChain Season 369. Do you like that? It's a real nice ring. And, it's a little bit inspired by, LibertySwap and Dirty Crypto and people like that. But I think it's a pretty apt kind of title. And we're going to talk about Richard Hart, FireWhale, LibertySwap, Rackham, Rishel, and many others as well. So keep a look out there. We're going to be talking about Joshua Wu. Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. So Frank White, bang, bang, Pulse Gang. Yeah, can you feel it? Can you feel it, Frank? Surely Frank must know. Frank has the PulseChain ecosystem at his fingertips with PLS Start. That is the map of the PulseChain ecosystem. So Frank White must feel it too. Let us know, Frank, what you think in the chat. We got Sean O'Malley in the house there, up only. We got the Peacocks in the house, that's for sure, Sean. It is next level. We're going to go through some of the latest updates too from LibertySwap. So get excited, guys. But before you do that, if you're on X, take a moment to hit the repost button and share it around. And we got a little new little video clip coming out from one of the teams. We're going to showcase that today. And we're going to have another relook at the old Peacocks. I'm going to get copyrighted all over on YouTube. I mean, it's just how it rolls on YouTube. But just smash the repost button out there, guys. And if you are new, subscribe on YouTube and follow on X. That's how we go, because we're ramping up into bullish territory, and we're going to have fun, guys. We're going to have fun. All right, let's get into it without further ado, shall we? Let me make sure I'm in the right place and the right time. But let's go for glory here. We're going to start off with Richard Hart. What do you reckon? Everyone want to start with Richard? I think so. It's he's the founder. He's the leader. He's the man on the move, and we're going to slowly work through this. It's not scripted. This is just this is real. This is hardcore. So let's do it. Wookie's in the house as well now. What is this about? I don't know. We're just going to have fun. It's going to have fun. We're going to do exploration. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to start off with a girl in a country top. That's where we're starting, and a big question mark. That's where we're going to start there today. All right. So Richard Hart put this out 5 hours ago. What did you like and dislike about this government shutdown so far? Now, on the face of it, seems like, just talking about the government shutdown. And of course, but on the actual picture, it's got a little bit of writing here. 1, 2, 3, RF. Well, you know what happened? We had a little comment in there. So let's click on that one and scroll back down. What do we see? We see LibertySwap in communication with Dirty Crypto again. And they clip out a little bit of the picture. It's got this writing on it, and it says 1, 2, 3 RF. And of course, LibertySwap says 1, 2, 3 rocket fuel. I don't know. Lots of little Easter eggs, in the house. Seems like it. So yeah, pretty crazy. LibertySwap there, Blues Clues. So what happened? So they sent a little memo to Dirty Crypto. What did Dirty Crypto say? Let's jump over to Dirty Crypto. He put this post out, and pretty interesting. Now sometimes these guys put posts out that are kind of like they're interesting, they're fun. But this one, I think, might have a bit more substance to it for sure. So let's go through it. We got through it there. We got PulseChain. Did Richard Hart just hint a parabolic out season? Here is the exact image he used: a stock image platform watermark 123RF. I found the exact image, adjusted colors so you can see the watermark on her shirt. Same mark is repeated all over, including her shirt. LibertySwap said 123RF equals 123 rocket fuel, and tagged me with the photo of her shirt. 321, blast off, understand? Fun fact, 123 multiplied by 3 equals 369. And that's the title of the video today. Bullish PulseChain season 369. 369 equals Tesla keys to the universe. You can decide on that yourself. 369 equals Hex inflation rate. Well, that's 2. That's the nominal inflation rate for Hex. 369 equals debt address and a PLS chain ID. Well, that's true too. This is the code to prepare for a massive altcoin season. And, we've been harping on about Richard Hart said, I'm not really worried about altcoin season. I'm more concerned with PulseChain season. And, of course, we're concerned with Bullish PulseChain season 369 today. That's kind of where we are. Let's put conspiracy technology aside. Why is Richard Hart talking about the government shutdown? And, of course, they put a few little positions in here. LibertySwap's words are important here. Government shutdown. And, of course, we're going to go back to LibertySwap because they put a little post down the bottom here 5 hours ago. And that's the section there. So we're going to go into it within this post from Dirty Crypto. The government shutdown happens when Congress fails to pass funding bills. When the government reopens, Congress usually passes a catch-up spending bill to cover the missed period. It's not new spending, just delayed spending, plus the new funding bill money, if any. And this one is supposed to be a clean CR. So the money keeps flowing into the economy. This often supports asset prices. Shutdowns tend to reduce short-term GDP growth and delay government data releases. When the data looks weak, markets often pause. Economic data usually appears worse right after a shutdown, which may lead to Fed to consider softer conditions and potentially lower interest rates. Now, this is from LibertySwap. I don't know, but it just feels a little bit like our age as well. I don't know. You guys decide. In other words, catch up spending bill later to flow into the economy, which pumps risk on assets like crypto, and that is true. It's definitely one of the catalysts for that. Excuse to lower interest rates more later is the comment there from Dirty Crypto. Now we've got obviously the little writing here. You can see it on here. It's a little faintness. I pushed it up there. You can see the writing there elevated with the re-imaging. 123 RF to the moon? Question mark. So I like it. And of course he's got his little PDI up there. And it's one of the influences there for the PDI. But it's got some credits there as well. LibertySwap, Base Wafu, Gravity NFT. And of course, pretty interesting stuff. Pointing back to other comments that LibertySwap has made about concentrated government spending in short period acts like a natural liquidity pump, sudden, rushed, and often bullish for the market. Short-term bullish for the market. Very bullish Q4 2025. And that's where we are right now, right? We're heading into the middle of it in about a week's time. And of course, very exciting there. So there's some comments there. I kind of like that. Now, LibertySwap says, I humbly learn something new every day. The community wisdom is truly unbeatable. So Dirty Crypto has proven to be 99.99% accurate. Look at the date, he says. And of course, it's got the LibertySwap post there talking about, this is on the 1st of September, by the way. Hex might dip 30%, Pulse might dip 50%. This is just my theory after spending 18 hours a day digging into PulseChain content on X. And of course, PDI says, you have been learning the craft, haven't you? And of course, the Dirty Crypto Method, I found this book in the library. So that's pretty funny. Got the cool image there. So, things are afoot, guys. Things are afoot. And of course, Dirty Crypto posted that underneath there. The eyes never lie. The moon phases in the eye didn't either. Still accurate, says LibertySwap there. So if you're into that, definitely leading us somewhere, right? So that was some interesting posts from Dirty Crypto. And we had that out. And then, of course, LibertySwap says to the original post, concentrated government spending and short-term period acts. And, of course, this is all the stuff we just read through with the clips, short-term bullish for the market. So, we're getting some pretty interesting commentary there. kind of the sort of the commentary that Richard Hart would say, to be honest. So it's probably kind of interesting stuff happening there. All right, because you guys know Richard's very much over the government cycle, the economic cycles, the government movements, and interest rate cuts, and that's why we've found interest rate cuts so important recently. It's a pretty big deal. So yeah, Richard Hart, of course, has moved all the Ethereum through what has he moved it through? I've just forgotten right now. Brain freeze. What's he moved it through? Tornado Cash. Thank you very much. I knew someone would help me out there. And of course, got backward binoculars here, looking out there. Wallet watchers be like, well, I can't see anything anymore, which is pretty hilarious. So we've had some pretty interesting comments here from Richard. Look at these posts, right? These posts have really been ramping things up. And of course, before that was best bull market ever. And of course, that's a bit of a tease about perhaps what's coming up, right? So let's scroll down here a little bit more. We've got a bit more down here from Richard. We'll scroll back down. All right. Let's scroll down a little bit further here. There's one that I wanted to pick off somewhere down here. Let's see a bit further down. Yeah, don't actually see it here actually at the moment. Of course, I can't see it. We're going to have to jump it and move over to LibertySwap. So LibertySwap put this out earlier today, right? And we did cover it during the daily live stream, and that was 3 more days. 3 more days, can you believe it? The dev is still deving. Now, as you guys know, 3 more days is kind of referring to the roadmap, right? So the roadmap, and let's go back to that. So the roadmap up here is at the top here. So this is the roadmap, and we're watching this very closely in November. That's what I'm talking about. November really is this pivotal moment with LibertySwap leading the PulseChain rally and bull market cycle here. It's pretty awesome. So LibertySwap, Liberty November roadmap, obviously November the 1st to the 8th, 2 to 300K of Pulse Pride. Now, they've been buying that this week. The 8th is coming up. That's Saturday, right? Saturday. It's not far away, is it, guys, for this weekend? And they're going to have Pulse routes will go live for Pulse, Rat Pulse, enabling instant movement of Pulse between Ethereum mainnet and PulseChain. And it's going to be 1 billion is the Pulse. Now, remember, I think for the sacrifice for PulseChain, there was about 1,000 wallets that did got about 1 billion Pulse. So it gives you some sort of idea of the size of that, and no daily limit. All fees collected will be used to add liquidity for Peacock. So Peacock's just going to get bigger. It's going to become more of a giant. November the 15th, the week later, PDI deflationary routes go live. Obviously, Dirty Crypto's in the mix, right? He's on the mix there. Decentralized Me, another PDI guy. And of course, Somi will be there as well. Excited about this. The community will be on fire when this goes live. I can tell you that. There'll be so much positive sentiment coming out of the PDI community. They will be absolutely insane. They'll be like insane zombies. It'll be fun. Enabling cross-chain movement between Ethereum mainnet and PulseChain. Absolutely eye-opener there for PDI. Wrapped ETH, PulseChain to ETH bridge. This is the next big one, right? This is the big 3, I would say. And I think PDI is kind of the bonus there, given how big the community is. So we've already got stable coins. We've got Wrapped Pulse, Wrapped ETH, and I think EHEX is coming along the road as well. I haven't mentioned it here, but EHEX will probably likely not be far to follow. 2-way bridge launches. All fees collected will support Peacock liquidity. So another boost. So imagine these big, massive waves of boosting here to the business model and revenue and liquidity for Peacock. Pretty huge. And then just to wrap it off at the end, the old railgun, which is a massive signal to Richard Hart there, if you ask me, right? So all the ETH's gone through Tornado Cash, and then we're going to have railgun coming at the end of November. Come on, guys. It's just too poetic, too magical. And maybe we'll see some magic. So that's pretty much it as well. Now, obviously, they've got this onboarding tool, and they've talked about Coinbase and Robinhood, 2 of the 3 big on-ramps from the United States where all the big money flows. And, of course, people in the United States are about to get seriously rich into 2026. $21 trillion now is what Trump said is going to be invested. Over the 4 years that Biden was in place, they didn't even raise $1 trillion. And here we are in the first 12 months expected to raise $21 trillion and investing in the U.S. economy. It is mind-boggling, guys. It is mind-boggling. And remember, the GDP of the United States is about 27, 28 trillion, and you're talking about 21 trillion in investment. Come on, guys. It's absolutely insane. And, of course, this is a massive catch-up, Trump said. that it was going to be massive catch-up. It's huge. Now, as I understand it, I think we had aggregated inflation under the Biden period also of about 27%, I think it was. And here under the Trump, it's only been about 2% at max, maybe 1.8%. We're going into a very different territory here. And of course, with the oil prices down massively, over $16 since Trump got in, the real economy in the United States is about to go next level, absolute next level. Now, we had the high court assessments going through for the tariffs and the ability to use those as an emergency. I think based on Scott Bessent today, his analysis of that was that it was going very well in favor of the president and that it has been appropriately used and necessary there to use tariffs as a balancing of world trade. And it seems to have gone very well. It's a bit like, reminds me a bit like the SEC case against Richard Hart. Richard Hart's lawyers in New York there, was it about 2 years ago, I think it was, something like that. A year ago or something. They did an amazing job, right? They're the dream team. Richard had hired one of the Elon Musk lawyers, I believe. And then, of course, the SEC team looked like a bunch of juniors. They just come out of Harvard or Stanford or something, didn't have a clue what they were doing, right? They like to read books, but in the real world was really struggling. In any case, they got absolutely slammed. That sounds very much like how it went at the Supreme Court today around the tariffs. And that's super bullish, right? Because obviously it'd be a massive negative if those tariffs reverse, because it would lose all the pressure, all the rebalancing, and of course all that extra income that's coming through, maybe $300-400 billion this year alone. So a pretty big deal there. And of course that may end up fueling a special dividend, right? Just like we saw with the COVID, we might end up seeing a $2,000 a check to the United States people. And of course, a lot of that will be coming onto crypto. We saw that last time in the stock market. So that could be absolutely another extra boost to risk on capital. So we saw some interesting things there. So, we're going to have good news out of that from the Supreme Court. We need, obviously, some pretty good, just continuing news around labor markets and inflation leading into the December interest rate cut. We've got about 60% at the moment, expecting a rate cut there. And we've also got NVIDIA on the 19th. So these are some of the key markers for me moving into our bullish rally for the end of the year. And now we've got Richard Hart, we've got LibertySwap, we've got FireWhale, we've got Rackham, Rishel, we've got many people on the move on the PulseChain, and it's exciting. I'm really get excited. Now, one of the other big things, of course, that LibertySwap's working on is getting listed on key sites for Peacock and LibertySwap. And they've got Coinbase and Robinhood on here at the moment. Be interesting to see where this all goes to, because obviously they're just talking about onboarding through LibertySwap to PulseChain directly, and they got Peacock at $10, which brings us to the video that they've got on the map. So we're going to play this, and we're going to get a nice little copyright notice from the old YouTube. So let's play it anyway, because we're rebels without a cause. We're rebels without a cause. Let's watch this video. It is so badass too. Apparently, this is one of the female interns at LibertySwap, and look, they must have a pretty big team. And if you've got a pretty big team, you normally got financial backers. And if you've got financial backers and you got a vision that looks very similar to Richard Hart, then you draw the dots. I don't know. We've got more people, starting to say it. So let's have a look anyway.
All right, people. It's time.
Today, we will make history. We're gonna take Peacock to the moon.
Peacock, can you hear us?
Wait, what? Why am I on the rocket? This isn't what I signed up for.
System check complete. All systems green.
Peacock, are you ready for launch?
Oh, absolutely not. I repeat, not ready. This is bird abuse.
He said he's ready. Nice. Countdown starting in 3.
Wait, stop. You guys are insane. This is not financial advice.
1.
I'm begging you. No more peacocks, please.
All right, so pretty impressive video from them about their roadmap, and we're right warming up to the first big event. Well, we've already had the first big event, which is a 300,000 buying the Pulse, and they got it on a discount, guys. Like amazing at the bottom there. I think it was the 2,900, 2,800 that ballpark, and we bounced off essentially on the daily close at 2,700, which was an important fundamental higher low to be bouncing off. And we got a really nice bounce back today. So pretty awesome stuff. Now, the other big thing, of course, they've talked about just only 40 minutes ago, and that was this post here that just came out. They said, we need to handle some crypto business to get Peacock listed on major crypto services. If you can help, please step in and work with us. We need to make sure Peacock and Pulse are available everywhere. And, of course, it is exciting, too. We got Crypto Little Devil here says, what do we need to do? Do you know which high traffic crypto services the coin should be listed on and how to get it listed there? Besides CoinMarketCap, we're already onto it, and CoinGecko. So we've got some new alpha here, guys. So more disclosure there as well. So Crypto Devil says, since Peacock is cross-chain now, use the LP pools on ETH for the applications, maybe make it a little easier to get approved. Some nice little insights there. Matt Frug there, how can we help? Do you know which high traffic crypto services coins can be listed? So that is the place. I tagged in Matty Allen because, Matty Allen recently has been doing major applications for listings as well on Binance and other chains. So DEXs and listings. So he's probably a pretty good one for that. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. It's pretty exciting though. It's on the move, guys. So that listing there, and they've got a couple of weeks to get that all up and running. Along with the late rollout of the X system expansion. Remember, it's multi-chain, and it's a real takeover there with a bridge and a DEX together. It's pretty huge. And now these LP pools expansions, pretty awesome. On top of that, of course, they are very good at capital market efficiency, and that is a big key of reinvesting back into the system. So it's pretty awesome. All right. So that's pretty cool. That's some of the hottest stuff there coming out from the Peacock right now in LibertySwap. And so we've got a big event on Saturday. 3 days to go was the countdown. And we got another little video. We've got another little video here. So let's play this one. I'm pretty sure it's the one here. And I think this is a good way of summing up the Rich Hart, LibertySwap, and Dirty Crypto section of the show. So let me know what you think there.
I get a feeling it's going to be a riot. I don't believe this baby, because
all right, so the PulseChain Clubhouse, guys. These are sort of quality videos. The last two we just shown. That is really going to start picking up some traffic, some eyes, right? Getting this little mini movie quality stuff. It is really, really fun. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty cool. All right. They're working together, guys. They're working together. Now, the other big thing that's coming up, of course, very soon is Rackham Rishel. Rackham Rishel, one of pretty much our biggest, leader of the sacrifices for Pulse and PulseX, leading consortium investors in there, big venture capitalist, of course. A well-known personality in PulseChain, and he's coming up to launch his blue chip offering with being anchored by CoinWhale, right? So CoinWhale coming up, and this is really exciting. Now we know pretty much beloved community member Triple Dad. Everyone loves that guy. He's such a cool guy. Now he is pretty much, I think, as maybe a junior founder / I don't really know the exact relationship. He's kind of like a chief operating officer, something like that. He's got a couple roles perhaps, and he is helping set this all up as well. And of course, we've obviously seen other people like Ms. Rishel become the CEO of Coinbound, sort of the overarching umbrella company from the looks of it, looking after at least 5 different sites that will be up and running. Obviously, CoinWhale will be the main anchor. And then we also saw today some interesting stuff with Joshua Wu as well. We had seen some photos from a couple of restaurant scenes with the CoinWhale team together, and now we're starting to see the early rollouts of some teasers about everything. So we're going to go through that now. This is just another bullish thing happening on PulseChain at the right time, at the right place. It's unbelievable. All pretty much aligning there together and this is getting exciting. It's getting exciting. So let's go through a bit of this. So Rackham Rishel here on the 31st finally put out a little tester here for probably a pretty private crew here, probably a pretty exclusive club. And of course, who wants to be a CoinWhale trustee? And people will put their hands up into that to get some early access on the CoinWhale platform, which is going to be a multi-DeFi offering, right? And it's going to be blue chip, it's going to be multi-chain, and it's going to be really professional. So it's not going to be, a crypto DeFi team. It's really looking at, probably getting private investors, potentially institutional investors, perhaps even linking in with Donald Trump Jr., which has been teased before, and the White House as well, along with potential a roadmap to get a NASDAQ listing as well, potentially. So it's going to be really interesting to see that. We could also see some association with potentially the Trump Sons USDX coin. We'll see. This will have its own liquidity fork dollar. We're going to see where that comes out there. So that is what we're looking for right now. People are testing it. So it was the first little clue there that things are really starting to ramp up. And we did expect a launch in early November, which, let's be flexible, could be 2 weeks. But that was pretty interesting. Now, obviously, Rackham's been posting a lot of other stuff out there at the moment, but I just want to go and look at some of the stuff that he's actually rolling out. So let's have a quick look at this. Now, this is the next one he pushed out on the 3rd, and it's kind of a bit fun. He's got handwriting here. I know where you sleep, Josh. I'm talking about Josh, of course, and Joshua Wu. And we got a Coin Mafia. So we actually got a bit of a tease with the name there, and a little scary smiley face here. I don't know. Is it smiley? I don't know. It's a bit scary face. And that's with Coin Mafia. And you guys know we've been talking about Battle of the Memes coming up on CoinNaki. So I don't know whether they've done a name change. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it kind of feels a similar idea. Interesting there. Maybe they've done a bit of rebranding there. We're going to find out, but this is coming up. And let's have a look. Let's keep going. Let's keep going here. With that, I'm going to scroll up a little bit further here. So we had another teaser here on the 3rd about CoinWhale joining Telegram. So a real invitation for the community to start getting involved. So that's the CoinWhale Telegram. Remember, it's going to be multi-chain as well. Let's just scroll through a few of these. Let's come up here. Then, of course, after a long time coming, we had finally got a Bria post. And Rackham suddenly says, "Oh, wait." In other words, there was probably a reason for the, maybe, I don't know how long it's been, like 2 months or something. Maybe not that long, but it's been pretty long. Says they underestimate. That's you guys out there. No, maybe not you guys, but other people. You can say it's someone else. They will not end well. That will not end well. And it's got Bria there. And so Bria had a bit of a pump on that day and said it's still rising now. So I think people are starting to believe. Once you get a believers, you get to pump a price up to the right, something like that. So that was pretty interesting. So we've got a couple things on the house. We've got Coin Mafia, we got Bria, we got the CoinWhale, all starting to get a bit of sunshine here. Obviously, the PulseChain is anchoring it all, which is pretty cool. The Pulse and the PulseX. And of course, he's got a bit about the sacrifice that he set up with his crew. We're not going to really focus on that. And then we had this today, right? This today was a little snapshot of the Coin Mafia site. You can see sort of Coin Mafia up there. And I did manage to read that during the live stream. Let's have a look at the full picture there. And we did have at the top right here, we've got a green button that says Create Coin. We've got a referral there. We've got a Wallet Connect. Got a search bar there. We've even got some other titles that we can kind of see here. I got a meme bar. I think it's meme something. Meme balance, I think it is. Meme balance. We've got another word here. So obviously got a menu along here, right? And in here, we've got these little blocks, I guess you might call them, or cards. And we can see a couple cards here with the tickers, the holders, the trades, and the market cap there. And maybe that's a bonding curve there. Maybe it's a bonding curve or something on the bottom there. And then, of course, we've got holding these cards. We've got Joshua Wu's name on a lot of these, right? So he's obviously setting a lot of these up here. We've got some other names along here. We've got Soul Chain, I think it is. Solana Chain, probably, or Solana Nico or something. So it's got some other ones here, and they've got this little glad wrap just to give it a bit of privacy. Now, at the bottom, they've got a couple of titles as well. Report bug, tech updates, revenue, fees, terms of service, and privacy policy there. And that is coming up there. And it looks like it's coinmafia.io. So coinmafia.io there. And I think this looks, just on the UI, I'm very always uplifted by good UIs, user interfaces, user experiences, UX, as they say, UI, UX. This is really sharp. I really do like this. It looks really, really nice. So that was also teased today. And of course, that will be pretty popular. Now, whether this is part of the Battle of the Memes, we will see. Let me know your thoughts on that if you have any thoughts on it. Maybe some people have been in some chats and heard stuff that I haven't, but pretty exciting. Now, I posted underneath this. I said interesting, and of course, we talked about it during the live stream today, earlier when we did our market update. You got our attention. It certainly got my attention because I think this is just one of the key things that I think is going to garner a lot of really good marketing activity if done right. Right. So I think this is looking very good. I'm very optimistic about that. So I'm really glad. You got Fast Abdul there. I think it would look better without plastic on the screen. Just saying, and that's probably true. We've got Joshua Wu in there, and we've got quite a few other people. They've got Joshua Wu riding the Coinwell. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Now, as far as I know, Joshua Wu's background is kind of a comedian, but now he's going into looks like platform founding and then promotion, working with the Rackham Rishel team there. So pretty exciting there with some stuff. Now, I'll probably be trying to have a stream with Joshua Wu coming up. He sort of hit me up there, and we'll probably have Joshua Wu when it goes live, coming on the show to talk about it, because I think it's going to be a pretty big thing to help groups. In fact, you think about it, if it's going to be around memes or whatever it's going to be, a coin listing site, then it's kind of could be potentially, a ride on the back of LibertySwap, at least on the PulseChain side. And since it's multi-chain, it might end up aligning very well with a lot of the LibertySwap ones with BNB and Ethereum. So we'll see how that lines up. But it could be, could be lifted by that too. So that's some of the cool stuff coming from Rackham Rishel. So let's just sum that up. We've got Coinwell teasers. We've got little sneak peeks. We've got Join the Telegram, the socials. We've got the Coin Mafia site, possibly the Coinaki. I'm not sure whether that's a replacement or it's different, but certainly looks similar. And it's pretty exciting there. And we know Triple Dad is working pretty hard too in the background, and Ms. Rishel also. So that's some pretty exciting stuff in addition to what we're seeing from Richard Hart and LibertySwap and stuff, which is rolling out this month. Very, very exciting. The next one, of course, is coming into FireWhale. But before we get that, we got a little comment from Sandy Beach. Yes, Coinwell should be good. Triple Dad is part of it, I believe. Ty is not, cause I think he resigned from MCR. I think you're right about all that, Sandy. And we got the Sandy Beach there, yeah. By the way, Sandy Beach, I heard on the Spaces yesterday they did a live launch for episode 3 of the Chronicles series for the Pulse, for Hog, Heartwood Dog anime series, and there was your name was mentioned, so you might end up being a character. You should definitely hit up the Heartwood Dog team and send them a DM on X or something. Because they were talking about your name potentially being a character. And I actually suggested a superpower. So you can ask them, once you contact them, you can ask them what I said. But that was pretty cool. And I said, oh, yes, Sandy Beach would be great. Sandy Beach would be great in the season 2. This is season 2 coming up. Not in the Chronicles, I don't believe, but for season 2 of Pulse of the Fallen, which is coming up after the Chronicles, which is kind of the in-between series. But the Chronicles, of course, is about Hog, the main character. Somi, of course, obviously one of our big influences. And Andrew Tate, which is a celebrity, of course. So that's kind of the 6-part series that's on at the moment. And we've had the first 3 episodes out now so far. So it's kind of cool. Awesome, says Sandy. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be great to see you in there. You might be able to do the voiceover too, Sandy. I don't know. That's something you can decide. You talk with Heartwood Dog and work it out. But I think that'd be pretty cool. But definitely ask them what I thought your superpower should be. And that'd be cool. All right. So here we got FireWhale. We got FireWhale there. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. We got FireWhale out here, right? So FireWhale is the other public whale that we all know. And of course, he says here, of course, he's recently launched X Games. X Games, of course, is ramping up, and they're going to have another game coming along soon. It is multi-chain. They're going to also expand their chains as well. And as I understand it, a lot of marketing promotion is going to be ramping up. A lot of things are happening in the space. So keep a lookout for that. FireWhale says, reached out here just the other day on the 1st of November. So it's about 5 days old now. Said if you're a PulseChain KOL that would like to generate some cash flow to buy Hex or Pulse Dip, should definitely try Partner System with the X Game, a Web3 gaming app. Some of the ones using it are starting to ramp up steadily. Now, the thing about this is this is a gaming, a decentralized crypto gaming. It's pretty unique in the casino space because it's Web3 and it's fully licensed. But it's also, fits a certain part of the market. If you're not into gaming or casinos or anything like that, it doesn't fit you at all, right? So you just don't get involved. But if it's something you like, it's potentially a really good place to potentially, make some money. And of course, if you do it properly, you might be able to make some actual good profits too. Now, the first game, of course, is a crash game. It's one of the most popular games on Bitfury, which is a centralized casino, and this is decentralized now. It's also a decentralized on Telegram as well. So it's got some pretty unique features there and a referral system as well. So we're going to keep a lookout for this because I think FireWhale is really going to add quite a lot of value in the higher risk return categories on the chain, right? So we're talking about LibertySwap. LibertySwap's kind of more conservative with massive potential upside. X Game, decentralized casinos kind of on the other end. Now, we see no other players that are doing the same thing. If you think about Jacob's ones, Jacob's got PUSD ALGO. That would be potentially relatively in crypto because all crypto is kind of, risky, right? So, but then there's risks in TradeFi as well, right? So you got your, with Jacob, you got your Mafia game. I guess that's probably in many ways the most conservative part of the game is the Mafia game. When it goes live, it's getting pretty close, as I understand it. Then, of course, you'd probably have the PUSD algo sitting in the middle there with we're expecting that to come up. Of course, we're waiting for Tetra and Signum to both launch. There's a domino impacts there on PUSD algo and potentially the ETH price to rally maybe up to 6,000 or 7,000, something like that, to get the capitalization potentially. That's kind of some of the conditionalities we're waiting for PUSD algo. And then, of course, that's probably in the middle range of risk return. And then, of course, we get up to the high end, which is on-chain bet, which is coming up as well. So those are the three big suite products from Jacob with the conservative to high end. That's my assessment, and it's just a pretty blunt assessment there, but that's kind of the continuum that I see. And then on the other hand, you've got, along with on-chain bet, you've also got now X Game, and you're always going to need, protocols on that part of the spectrum because people like to play them. People like to use them. And if you're not into that, you're just into staking or something like that. There's plenty of opportunities there too. So I like it because it's all about crypto. Just like I like, cryptographics, Unity and Taurus. It's really pushing the frontier of DeFi, and it's another kind of risk return, right? But I really like it because it's really pushing the boundaries of tokenomics. Wall Street's the old school. They used to have, high frequency trading was kind of the most innovative thing. But now, it's a lot of the innovations in DeFi, right? We're seeing these guys. That's why I so much enjoy that part of crypto. That's why I've been staying around crypto. Just one of the reasons anyway for so long. The others, of course, I just love crypto. So, that's pretty much, and so I guess many of you do too. It is pretty cool. And it's the best performing market, opportunities in the world, right? So you can't really beat it. And so that's pretty cool. And that is coming from FireWhale. So we're going to keep tabs on a lot of that. I'll probably be doing a lot more coverage of X Game coming up. I'm very excited about where they potentially might go in that market segment, right? The high risk return segment of crypto. All right, so that's kind of cool. That's coming up. And I just want to also bring awareness to a few other things that's going on with this bull market. So we've got the title, Bullish PulseChain Season 369. That was coming off the back of LibertySwap, Richard Hart and Dirty Crypto there. But, we've really got some pretty heavyweight stuff happening in November right across the spectrum from relatively conservative, high yield to risky stuff. And it's all going to add value to PulseChain. I think I'm very excited about it. A lot of it's multi-chain too, which is pretty amazing, right? They're all multi-chain, all those different offerings, even including LibertySwap, right? And they, for the large part, they will be transferring value into PulseChain from these other chains, which is pretty cool. But it's kind of an organic way, in a natural way, which I think is really, really cool. Now, the other big theme we're seeing happening at the same time as all this big utility and expansion of PulseChain onto other chains is we've got big influencers coming. And we've probably had this for the last, 3-4 months at least. We start off with Xavier, who's ranked something like between 1,400 and 1,700 biggest in the world and on X. He's heading towards 500,000 followers before Christmas. And then we've had a lot of other large influencers, 200,000, 300,000. We're getting, some of the big existing ones also, commenting more about PulseChain. So it's pretty exciting. Wendy O, people like that. It's just going to be really cool. And now we're getting just absolute juggernauts coming into the arena. We got Matt Walls here with 2.3 million. So now we're really climbing. Really climbing with some of the influences there, and they're bringing in a whole ton of no coiners largely. I mean, there'll be a lot of no coiners, but there were 2.3 million. You've got to have a decent amount of crypto people in there too. And an audience that big, you're really starting to get some excitement there. And Matt Wallace was talking about, I want, Maddie's KG's my friend, and I want to get to that wallet. It's such a good wallet that I want it to get to number one. And so that's really just pulling in a whole ton of people into PulseChain, which is very, very exciting. So we've got some really cool things happening right now, guys. It is pretty awesome. Now, the other thing in the monster threads, you've probably seen that. We've seen edition after edition. We've seen some of the big influencers come into the space. And, I think it's probably about a half a dozen so far with in excess of 100,000 followers, and some of them as high as Matt Wallace there to 2.3 million. So things are starting to happen, guys. And when we get some green candles, you guys know it's really going to be crazy. The other big thing, we've seen a lot of big influencers, wealth investors, billionaires inside X Spaces, and they've been in discussions with PulseChain community. So that's really starting to take off. Thinking of XQ, KR, and many others in those spaces. And man, this is getting exciting. So it's awesome. And Richard's on the move all this time. How about that? All this time. So I'm getting pretty excited. And I couldn't resist. I had to just get in and talk about this today on the stream. So that leads us into some of the cool things that are happening, in the markets. We had a really nice pump day today. There's obviously some very big performers there today, like Zelda from Tiger Crypto, his dog. And we've got many other project teams that were niche, right? Like SCADA, ICBM, doing 2Xs, 3Xs. And sometimes a couple of times days in a row. So there's got some really nice action there, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of cool things happening on the markets. We're looking at Bria right now. We talked about that earlier. That's at 3,600, and that's continuing to move higher and possibly into the lead up there. Plenty of room in the RSI to do that. So we'll kind of keep a lookout for the Bria and the CoinWhale, and of course potentially Coin Mafia / Coinaki. We'll see how that lays out too. Some pretty cool stuff. The other thing we saw, obviously, the Richard Hart cause move today. PulseX, Ink Token, Hex. Particularly the exciting part was that Pulse ended up bouncing from 2,700, closed today above 2,700. That is so important. And so we've got our upward channel going in the right direction. We didn't get a breakdown so far. So very, very exciting stuff with that. We can see that Solid X there from FireWhale, $1.75 right now, $1.78 depending on the pair. Obviously X Game there at 74. So X Game seems to have found some sort of bottom. Not completely confirmed yet, but certainly heading in the right direction there, bouncing as well. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. That's not too far. Just get a bit of confirmation there, add some moving averages, etc. So got a few things happening there, and we know that there's some stuff happening around marketing, other things coming up for that. And then the other one, of course, CoinWhale. We're talking about LibertySwap, right? So LibertySwap down here is at 2,200. So that's looking pretty good. And we know that in 3 days' time or less than that, and we're counting it down on Saturday, US time, on the 8th of November, we will have that Pulse Peer bridge up and running. And that's going to be a massive increase in buy power, liquidity provision, etc., on top of already what's going on with LibertySwap. So very, very exciting what's happening in the space. Let's go to the LibertySwap right now and have a look at the Peacock DEX and see what's going on there. So at the moment, we've got $20,000 of buy pressure. This will move around depending on volume. But think about it. If we've got, at the moment, if we've got these pairs, we've got the US dollars, USDC. Look at all the chains you can go to now between USDC, base chain, Ethereum, BSC, Arbitrum, PulseChain, Solana, and it's very fast, right? So the barrier to entry has really gone away. And of course, these fees that they're earning from this, are pumping the Peacock, right? They're either buying, burning them. They're increasing liquidity. They're increasing their treasury, and it's all just a vicious cycle. And of course, that's expanding at the moment as well. So it's got this vicious cycle in it. It's expanding, and therefore that cycle is just getting more powerful. It really is crazy. We've got USD Tether, of course, between BSC and USD and Ethereum. We've got the DAI there, and then of course we've got now ETH in the mix there, and then we've got Peacock, and Pulse is coming up. Look at that. It's all ready to go, guys, for Saturday. It's teasing us. They're teasing us. They added it in and there it is, sitting right there, because I don't think it was there when we did the live stream earlier. I don't believe so. I didn't look, but that is there now, which it wasn't there the other day. We know that Peacock was added, right? Because Peacock, they added 25,000. Was it 25 million? 25 million? You guys remind me. I think it was 25 million. 25 million, was it? I can't remember now. But they had a lot of Peacock to the ETH chain, and of course to the BSC chain, and it was 25. I just can't remember the exact number. Was it 25,000? That seems a bit low, doesn't it? 25 million. It was 25 million there. Yeah, 25 million. And then of course they got the Peacock side, right, which I think was 15 million. So that is really exciting. And so now they're making fees on all that. Their capital efficiency is really a big focus there, earning big yield. And of course, coming up is Pulse. And then they're going to have the following week, on the weekend, they're going to have PDI, and they're going to have, what was the other one? ETH Pairs, I think it was, ETH as well. So yeah, pretty exciting. And of course, we know that EHEX, I think EX was going to be added into the mix as well. Now that brings us back to Peacock, because we've got to go back there, right? We've got to go back. So that's some of the cool stuff happening there right now. Now people can also provide liquidity, right? So they can go to provide liquidity, and we can see the liquidity offerings right now, stable coins, and then a Peacock as well. Now you don't earn the fees on the Peacock because that's going back into the system. Just remember that's kind of like a public good, like a pay it forward kind of behavior. But that can be done. Most of the liquidity, of course, is added by the team. Now we're expecting a lot more features on here, right? This is just the beginning with the Peacock DEX. We're expecting to see potentially new pump tires front end, more dashboard increases there as well with the old Peacock. And of course, once fully up and running, we're expected to see hundreds of new trading features as well. So this is just the beginning, guys. It's just the beginning. I cannot say it enough, but it's going to be powerful. It's going to be super powerful. Multi-chain, sucking all that value in from other chains into the Pulse chain. And of course, we've got Richard Hart running around there as well through Tornado Cash. What is going to happen, guys? What is going to happen? We know that Railgun's going to be in by the end of November. That just seems like timing, doesn't it? Timing. So we have stuff go to Tornado Cash. Then in November we got the Railgun. We'll know what's happening with the video on the 19th. And then we got the interest rate cuts coming in the 10th of December. I think it's 10th of December, yeah. So it could be crazy times. So really, really excited about this. The empire is getting bigger. The gateway to Pulse chains getting bigger. The stargates to multiple chains are getting bigger. Remember, they're going to be ramping up to like 30, 40 chains. Huge. Very, very exciting where this is heading. All right, so we may see more protocols being added to this. I have a feeling that we could see some of the other things potentially coming through here, like DeFi, stablecoin, that sort of thing, wallet, things like that could end up popping up here. So just we'll take it as it comes, but that's some of the teasers there. All right, so that is pretty much what's happening now. Let's go back to LibertySwap. Actually, I don't think it's on that link, but let's go back to LibertySwap and find out where the other post that I wanted to pull out here with LibertySwap. So let's go find that. We'll come back to that now. All right, so let me just scroll down here. It's down here somewhere. We talked about all that. 3 days to go. Got to be excited, guys. Got to be excited. The dev is still deving. I love that. I don't know if they put any comments below that. I can't remember. Yeah. So here, what do we got here? Right now, we're earning ETH, and that ETH will fuel a serious Peacock pump once it's time to deploy. That's another piece of alpha, right? You got to read the comments, guys. You got to read the comments from LibertySwap. They just dropped so much alpha in there. So yeah, earning ETH, and that ETH will fuel a serious Peacock pump once it's time to deploy. Now think about that thought there. Think about that thought, because we're gonna talk about that in a second with another post. Our Pulse holdings have already surpassed many major projects on PulseChain, and in just 3 days, those Pulse will start generating even more revenue or more Pulse, because the Pulse is being launched on the Saturday, right? We saw that on the website. So not only have they got ETH, but they got Pulse as well. They spent 300,000 on Pulse this week. It is crazy that everything's going to feed the bird. So we're about to go to another level, then another level, because we've got two different forms of pumpamentals right here that are about to be unleashed, which is all going to lift not just Peacock, but PulseChain. It's pretty exciting. Peacock reigns supreme in the PulseChain trenches. It's pretty powerful stuff. Peacock, $210, yeah. So that's pretty cool. But let's scroll down a little bit here as well. We've got unlimited supply of Pulse ready to fuel the Peacock LPs and burn this. Burn will get more intense. So this is the other thing. How do you get these big X's? Well, you got to burn the supply away, and that means people that sell out and maybe they get good X's, which is good on them. That's what crypto is about. Is that they're gone, and it gets harder and harder as the system gets bigger, and it gets harder and harder. In terms of getting back in. So there's all that, right? All that, but there's always big players that can always sell down. But at the end of the day, it's becoming a very much an investable ecosystem rather than just a pump and dump, because it's just becoming a giant business that's taking over not just a lot of PulseChain, but a lot of these other chains as well. That's really, really exciting. So that is the thing. But let's scroll down a little bit there because I want to find this other post. I'm not sure if we've got the full one here, but let's scroll down here. I know I knew what I was looking for before. So let's see whether I can find it again. This is the one I was after. So this is the final one. This is where we're going to wrap up the show. We're 51 minutes into the show, and let's talk about this. So LibertySwap says, when it pumps, Ethereum people will be utterly baffled. Now, this is Pulse on Ethereum, guys. This is Pulse on Ethereum. Now, remember, they've expanded over to Ethereum and BNB. Obviously, they're going to go more chains. And look at this. This is talking about Pulse on Ethereum. And obviously, we've got a 1.4 million market cap, small liquidity. Remember, with small liquidities, what can you do? You can pump the hell out of it, right? So that's the other thing of it. So yeah, that's pretty interesting here. When it pumps, Ethereum people will be utterly baffled. Well, Ethereum people are going to be on Ethereum, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. And so yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting post there with that. So we'll see what comes of it. But yeah, that is pretty powerful stuff there. And remember earlier, I said we got this Ethereum. We're going to reply. It's going to be glorious. Now we've got 2 Ethereum narratives here about the pumps. And one of them's on Ethereum there. So, and then we got the other one about Pulse, which is on this Saturday. So we're working multiple angles here. And this thing's about to go next level this weekend, and about to go next level next weekend as well. This is getting some crazy stuff, guys. It is going to be absolutely epic, and it's going to lift PulseChain as well, and the pump ties that are associated with it, right? So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, Pulse this weekend, Wrapped ETH and PDI, and I think EHEX is coming down the pipeline as well. This is going to be pretty awesome. By the time we get to the end of November, we got Railgun there as well. Where does Richard going to show up at some stage at this time once Railgun's in play? Now that all the ETH's gone through Tornado Cash, they've got this ETH as well. Yes, there's a lot of stuff happening here, guys, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm pretty bullish. Hope you are too. Bullish PulseChain season 369, guys. We've got a lot of people on the move. Rich Hart's on the move. We've got LibertySwap on the move. We've got FireWhale on the move. We've got Rackham Rishel about to unleash the coin well. And we've got a number of supporting players in there as well, like Triple Dad, like Joshua Wu, like Ms. Rishel, CEO of Coinbound. Things are really about to get lit. Then after that, we're going to have a whole nother wave, I think, of pretty amazing protocols. Once Tetra and Signum are out, that's really going to unleash a lot of stuff. And of course, we get a rally at the end of the year for Ethereum. We could see PUSD ALGO up and running, maybe in Q1, possibly. We'll see. It all depends on the Ethereum, I think, the Ethereum price, as well as the Signum Oracle being up and running. We could see Mafia out before the end of the year, potentially. We'll see. And if we get a rally at the end of the year, no doubt it should happen. And maybe on-chain bed as well. So we've got a lot of big protocols there. Also in the mix here, we've got, we've got, was it, that was the 369, the other one. We got Fast Abdul's project. This just skips my mind right now at the moment. So they've got Vault 369. That's a Vault 369. So that is that's a pretty heavyweight protocol. Multi-chain, multi-collateral liquidity fork. As far as I'm aware, it's the first of its kind. Normally, there's single chain, single collateral liquidity forks. About 35 of those. We've got 4 of them on the PulseChain, and now we're going to have, he's just ramped it up to multi-chain, multi-collateral. Pretty exciting. So that could actually be a bit of a surprise, that one. And he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. So we're going to keep a lookout for that too. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of other protocols not mentioning it today that are going to be launching. We talked about, obviously, Coin Mafia as well, part of that Joshua Wu / Rackham suite there. It is getting exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel the excitement. I hope that I've laid out quite a good road plan there. We've had a fun time talking about it. I've enjoyed it. And I'll catch you again tomorrow on the usual daily show. It might be 5 p.m. Eastern. It might be 7 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that ballpark. I've been moving around a little bit with other commitments, but excited. Now we're going to be covering a lot of other stuff coming up. Don't forget to check out the Chronicles episode 3 that just came out from Pulse of the Fallen. So go over on X to check that out. I think I've actually got it here on the profile, so you can actually go even down. If you scroll down a little bit on the profile, you can see Heartwood Dog, the Chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate, episode 3, The Dark Side of the Spoon. But I would strongly suggest you watch episode 1, 2, and 3 so that you can follow the story and get the maximum out of it. But it's pretty damn good, man. It's pretty damn good. And we are so lucky, I think, on PulseChain to have our own, like, really professional anime series, and it's got a bit of everything in it. So, and they're bringing more personalities from the community in it as well. Like I said, talked about Sandy Beach there as well, getting pulled in, which would be great. And you can see it's pretty frightening. They got Elon Musk, they got the Greta Thunberg, they got the WEF guy. I mean, this is going to be crazy. It's crazy episode. So definitely check that out. I'll post a link to that. Or you just go to the Kryptonite show, but I'll post that in the chat there if you guys haven't checked it out. And let's just scroll down a little bit there. I think we're going to end there, guys. What a show. I've enjoyed it. Hope you guys have it too. It is exciting, man. PulseChain is ramping up to get really, really awesome. And we had a nice bounce today just to kick that off. That's going to be so much fun. All right, take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on YouTube and on X. And I'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and bye for now.